Hey, what's up, guys? Monster Trio back with a. This is actually a chapter review, one of the few that I have done so far, but I want to do more. And I'm actually combining chapters 812 and 813 because I had a little technical issues with doing 812 last week, so I thought I would combine the two because it was in the same scenery of being in the castle, inside Capone. So in this chapter, I think the biggest thing I want to focus on is somehow, some way, Brooke knows something about Sanji's family. And we don't know what it is, but when I read it, it seemed to me like it was a bad thing. Like it was like, oh, it can't be. It seemed almost like a fearsome reputation or something like that. And to me, I think it's possible, and I emphasize very little possibility that the reason only Brooke knew it, because Nami's very knowledgeable too of things that are going on in the world. I think the only reason Brooke knew it was I think there is a chance that the crew that slaughtered Brooke's entire crew, or the pirates that used the poison, it could have been either hired by the Vinsmokes or I think that could tie somehow because he was the only one to know and he was the only one who cared, and no one knew who attacked them except for Brooke. Obviously, he never talks about it with anyone, so I think that's a small chance. But other than that, I wanted to focus on other things that happened in the chapter. Like, for instance, one, you get to see more of how good Sanji's observation hockey is. Because he's able to notice that, what was it? Nekoma, Nekomamushi was outside. And oh my gosh, that was a great panel when they show him just towering uh, over Capone Beige, and little did we know that Capone Beige can turn into a tank. I'm not surprised, but still, I did not expect it. Um, I don't know how Big Mom figured this stuff out. They just say because she's a Yonko, she figured out everything about Sanji. I'm very intrigued to hear the what Vito whispered into Sanji's ear that convinced him to go with them. I think it could have something to do with his family. Like specifically, like he could have said like, oh, like your father's gonna be there, your mother, like she wants to see you or something maybe. Um, or maybe even his brothers, who knows. Um, but or it could have been a threat. It really could have been anything. I don't think it was a threat. I think it was more something that was important to the Tea Party, like someone who would be there or some. Yes, yeah. I think it was someone who would be there that he should see. Um, but yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think. Vito, it was nice to see his character finally. You got to see he has like the monster guns, and he's also got like a speech impediment with that like weird laugh. Um, by the way, I wanted to emphasize before I wrap this up, I was trying to make this really brief, that when Sanji says goodbye and like tells them like I'll be back, I promise I'll come back. It was very eerie how he said that. Like it was very sketchy. Like I was very skeptical that Sanji will make it back to the crew with the smile he gave. And then it wasn't only the smile, because, that happened. I was like, okay, like he could be trying to trick us. But then when Brooke says, I don't think he'll be coming back, I was taken aback by that. I was like, oh my gosh. And also, since Sanji just had one of his most badass moments when Capone says, "Oh, when Caesar is explaining like how marriage makes would make all the Straw Hat crew members, if Sanji got married to Big Mom's daughter, it would make all the Straw Hat crew members underlings of the Big Mom pirates." And I thought that Sanji's answer was amazing, where he just says, he's like, our captain will never take orders from anybody. Luffy is the man who will become the pirate king, and just shouts that back at Capone. and Capone just like shakes it off and like continues on with the conversation. But I thought that was a very important moment because we've had very few moments by the Straw Hats that they say that Luffy will be the Pirate King. I think one was when Zoro says it at the beginning when he loses to Mihawk. He says, "Is that all right with?" He's like, "I swear to never lose again until I take his title. Is that all right with you, King of the Pirates?" And he shouts that in front of everyone who was there. I'm trying to think. I think that's the only one where Luffy hears it. I think the other one was Usopp. Usopp at Alabasta. That was epic when he gets hit in the face with the 4-ton bat, and or I think it's right before that. He was just like, "Don't you can't mock There's a time when men have to stand up and can't run. Like they have to stand up and fight. They can't run. And that is when a man's dream is being mocked. Luffy will be the man to become the pirate king, and I won't let you make fun of that." I was like, oh my gosh. And then he takes the 4-ton bat to the face and still gets up. But other than that, I think this is only the third person to say it. Like I don't think Robin, Nami, Brooke, Chopper, Frankie, none of them has said it, and that's more because they're side characters. I actually think that Nami will say it eventually because she is she was part of the original 5 before they even went to the Grand Line. And that's everyone who's said it so far. It was Sanji, Usopp, and Zoro who have said it so far. So I think she will also say it. Um, and that'll be interesting. But finally, to wrap up the chapter, um, I think I'm actually really curious, and I want to get your guys' opinions on this. What do you think is going to happen with Pekoms, and where do you think he'll go? Because he was just betrayed by essentially Big Mom's. I mean, Capone was going kind of rogue, I guess, but he was doing what Big Mom asked. So I don't know whose side she would take. I think she's going to take Capone's side because Capone got stuff done. He brought back Caesar, he brought back the husband, and Peckham's was going to let that slide. Um, so I think it was a very big deal that I think that he got betrayed was huge. I mean, they just automatically turned on him. Also, I was a little disappointed that he got taken down so quickly because he was worth, I forget, he's worth over 200 million, I know, and he knows how to use hockey correctly, and he got taken down in one shot, and I was very confused on that. Um, but yeah, no, I'm getting off topic. Um, yeah, so yeah, to wrap up, Sanji, he just went off with Big Mom. I think we are going to have the tea party has to be next. I think everyone's saying like, oh, they could go somewhere before that. I don't think so. This seems like an immediate thing. Like Capone is bringing him to the tea party as we speak. And I think the only thing we're going to see is they're going to wrap up Zoe somehow. As soon as they wrap up Zoe, in I think maybe a few chapters, they're going to go straight for the tea party. I think maybe 5 chapters left on Zoe maximum. And then by that 5th chapter, they're gone. Because Luffy just realized, he's like, oh my god, this is a big deal. And Nami's like, that's what I've been trying to tell you. So I think they won't be spending too much more time there. But yeah, no. So that's what I think. Rate the video. Thanks. Subscribe if you haven't. I know I'm not like the most coherent guy, but I try and get One Piece theories and my reviews out. I'm probably gonna put up another theory tonight. But yeah, that's it. Monster Trio signing off.